Hello, boys. Got himself a nice cool bit in that crater down there. Yeah, so I've got everything I need now to start this floor, which is good. Taking a little bit of time to get that. And down here, I wanted to make sure that there was nothing underneath, directly underneath, because we had a root further down by the column, just around about there, about nearly a metre down. It was dead. Got that out. And this bit, because it was raised, there was a possibility, of course, it could just be the way the tiles were laid. This house, as we know, is pretty old, but it's not that old. And of course, we're surrounded by cork trees, so want to be a bit careful. Nothing around the rest of the house, which is good. Now I've done that, I'm just going to rake it all smooth and see if I can get this started. I need to be here. I need to go over there. I need to go over there, right? I'm going to start. When it's all nice and clean, you can come back on it. You can. sheet's 20 meters long, so it's real fiddly. Did that this morning, and I think it looks pretty good actually. It's a good ground sheet, we've got the meshing on top. Of course, we're in an open space here, which made it a little bit easier. Cut where I needed to, pushed it over to that side. Now I want to go over to the side door because I've got help tomorrow just for the morning, and I really want to utilize that time because obviously someone mixing while I can do this is going to speed everything up. And I had to pop out this afternoon to do some bits and bobs, and while I was out I had a little sneaky trip to the beach just for half an hour. Of course you've got to do that because it's all about balancing your life out now, isn't it? And summer is here, so got to do it. But I've left it a bit late because we've got about 50 minutes before it gets dark. Yeah. Right, you two have got to be very careful. Okay, so I got my help this morning with Florian. He's got the outside job. He's got a short end of the straw. Being out in that direct sunlight because it's incredibly hot.
Hello. It's Sunday morning. Things haven't quite gone to plan. No. That's why I delayed the video a little bit. I wanted to just get a little bit further and see what we can do just this morning. Yeah. So as you know, a few weeks ago I decided to take the route of least resistance, which was a really good idea. But I also need to get a good balance in there. And I'm talking about diet as much as anything else. And I noticed that since we started the village house, my diet has gone right out the window. And I like cooking and I like eating healthy, but now it went out the window. Biscuits, chocolate. I eat a lot of chocolate anyway, but that all came to a grinding halt 2 weeks ago. I made a very conscious decision to go the route of least resistance, but also make sure that I have a good balanced diet. And I'm not talking about a diet, I'm talking about just eating well. So I now have cut out all chocolate. I did that 2 weeks ago. Probably 80% of all my sugar came from chocolate, and that's all gone. I do have honey, I get enough for the whole year, and that's from local here. But my body in doing that has just gone, nah, we need to just stop for a second. And I've lost the enthusiasm for the minute and I can't get it back. Florian was here helping me yesterday and I thought we might get a little bit further, but my bad, because we got along here and I just said, I can't do it. I'm not feeling it at all. I just need to stop and I'm not fighting it anymore. I'll come back and do this tomorrow. And so we went to the beach. Now with the beef, I'm hoping that transition will turn and I'll start bulking up a little bit. And I need that because I'm so active with everything that we do that I need to maintain my strength. So I'm on a very careful diet at the moment and I'm preparing food a lot better. So all is good, apart from, I've got a cold and I've had a cold all week. But this morning I got up and I thought, you know what, delay the video anyway. I'm just going to work for a few hours, 3 hours tops, and just see how far I can get along here, and hopefully I can get halfway along at least, and that'll put me in good stead for next week. You've got to just not fight it, I guess, at the end of the day, and some weeks you'll get a lot done and some weeks you won't. It doesn't help that this really is a tedious job, and I'm sick to death of cement, concrete, you name it. It's just always, and lots of things here need to be done involving concrete and cement. So, oh well, you just got to deal with it. And when we see a change down here, I'm hoping that will give me a bit of a boost. Now, before I carry on, Florian pointed out yesterday, you know someone's going to make a comment saying that that meshing there is touching the sheet. Yeah, I had to make a very conscious decision with this one. And that line does look very wobbly. It's only in that direction, not like that. It's nice and flat. That's the difference between a good day and not feeling it. It's doing the job though. Now, I made that decision based on the fact that I have dogs and me walking around in here. And had I have put the meshing higher up while I was doing the lines, while it was drying, any movement on here could have jarred that. And so I was just being very careful. The plan is as I go along now, and as I come in this direction, I'm going to raise it. So I'll put stones underneath there so it will be in the middle. This is a very thick floor. Now I have put a little bit of gravel underneath this sheet. I didn't have to worry too much about that because this floor is already very compacted. Also, what I'm putting down is pretty damn thick, and mixed with the stones in there, it's already very strong. And I'm not sure I even really needed to get the meshing down, but you know, better to be safe than sorry. And at this point in time, I'd rather make sure that I do it as well as I can. So we'll see as we go along, be raising it, and hopefully it'll be in the middle there somewhere.
3 o'clock in the afternoon. Took a little bit longer. We are over the halfway mark by about a metre. And you may not look it through the camera, it's just a camera angle. And I figured, you know what, I might as well just carry on now. I'm feeling a little bit better. I've had a pause and I'm geared up now, ready to continue. So I'm gonna get this area sorted out. That means next week, clear everything over there onto this when it's dry. And then I've got a good clear space to work through, and I reckon I can get all of that down. I'm not gonna show you me doing this. Just have a look and see what it's like when it's finished. Oh wow. Well, we still have daylight. Not much of it, but what a massive difference that makes. You can see just how thick that is now. So pleased that I went to the end, because that's really made my life a lot easier going forward. Just got to make sure now that the dogs can't get in here while it's drying. So I've got to find something to put down the front there. Oh, wow. Yeah, okay. Definitely worth it. Feeling a lot more energized. Good. That should stop the boys. Only for an evening. Yeah, you know, that's very satisfying. Doing that is no fun whatsoever. But now that I've got that far, it bodes well for next week, because I know I can get the rest of that done if I put my head down. And that is, of course, a major change on the inside of the house. So next week, I'm hoping that's going to really transform. I wanted to just talk to you about the windows and doors, though, very quickly, because ideally I'd like wood. But that really isn't going to happen because it's so expensive, and they're already taking up half of my budget. Don't like white, it's not going to happen, and I thought grey was probably my only option. And now I know you see that a lot of modern builds, but you know what, big patio doors, it's going to look really nice one way or another. So I spent quite a lot of time beginning of the week talking to the window guy. He's going to come next week and measure up so we can get them ordered. And I do know now that it's going to be towards the end of September, possibly the very beginning of October, before they can come and fit them. And I'm not going to get them to do all of them. I just want the essential ones, the front and this rear area here. But around the side there, I'm just going to have to wait. And I thought, well, you know what? Gave me a sample of this stuff here. It's anthracite. I had to look that up. It's just a texture, and I really like that. It's got a little bit of a sparkle in it. But you happen to have, and you can't really see this, but it is brown. And I thought, given where we are, because I wanted brown in the first place, okay, it's not as light coloured as I would like it, but this is still brown. Again, you're not going to really be able to see it very well. So I'm opting for that one. I think that's going to look really nice. I'll go into more detail how it's all going to appear. I also want to go into a bit more detail about the plumbing and the wiring, but I'm holding back for the minute because I want to sort a few things out. You'll notice that I've not done down that edge, and that's because I will have plug sockets dotted around, and I want to make sure that I'm putting them in the right place. You can see down here there is a conduit pipe going all the way across so I can run it around. There's also two going across there. So I did think about that one, but the rest of them I'm going to be spraying on the wall exactly where I want them, and hopefully it won't be too complicated. I'm probably going to talk to James a little bit on that one, because he did all the wiring in the last house, and in previous houses I kind of put all the conduits where I wanted them, and I kind of remembered at the time, but now I've forgotten. So a little update from him just to remind me, and then I can start working out exactly where everything goes. Anyway, it is later on Sunday now, and I'm very happy with that. Of course, next week it will be a massive change seeing all that done. So I'm going to leave you on that note. Thanks for watching. See you next week. I'm going to take the dogs for a walk. Ready? 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 Go for a walk? Good boys. See you next week. Take care. Stay positive.